Yo, what's up guys? So I'm going to be doing a review of my Kassadin into Syndra matchup. So this game was really good for me. It was a pretty big pop-off game. Like, I did really well in this game with side laning macro. One of my biggest issues this game was how I played laning phase, and I'm going to showcase that to you guys. I played the lane like really bad, right? There's a lot I could have done differently this game. I'm going to point that out as well as the things that I did well. Um, or the things that I did good. So right here, we're just going to get into the laning phase and look at what I could have done in the beginning of the game. So I was setting up my recording software here, unfortunately, so I was not looking for the invade. So let's talk about some places that we can look for invades in. So first off, right, sitting here is bad. The reason why is because we don't know if their entire team came to invade our red buff. So instead of sitting here, a better spot I should have actually sat is right around here, right? And I'll show you guys in practice to what I mean. So you can sit right here and you can actually see the enemy team coming to invade your red buff. And it's really beneficial because if they take our red buff and take our entire top side and our jungler doesn't know and can't counter jungle, we actually end up losing jungle because of that. So it's really fucked. Like, I actually end up fucking my jungler just because I didn't sit there. I would usually sit there, but I was alt tabbed and it was just a really bad spot for me to be in, just to sit under mid tower and not looking for an invade. So yeah. So it's just really bad. Because right now, I'm really not doing anything. So that's mistake number one, right? So we can acknowledge that that's a mistake. So let's end up keep playing the video. So let's talk about the Syndra matchup for a second, okay? So when we go into the Syndra matchup, what is the first thing that we got to preserve? We got to preserve our HP bar, right? Because Syndra has more kill pressure on you than you do on her. Well, at least she should have, right? In the early game, at least. Because early game, she has the leverage. She has the power over you. She has the auto attack. She has the Q. She has the damage. You know, she has all that. So what you need to do is just survive, farm, scale, and just match her side lane. You'll win against Syndra in the side lane if you played lane well. Almost every single time, you will always be stronger than her. So just keep that in mind. So right now, my goal is supposed to be to let the wave shove into me. Because the reason why I want to let the wave shove into me, right, is because if I shove in the lane into Syndra, she can actually end up freezing the lane, which would be really fucking bad for me. Because if she freezes the lane, I don't have wave clear to shove it into tower. The jungler can come, the support can come, and I'm just in a really bad spot. I can end up dying, I can lose a lot of waves, and it just loses me the lane. So right now, I'm just going to be able to last hit the minions, and I want the wave to shove into me. That's my number one priority, as well as keeping my HP bar full. So that's the two things I want right now, right? So getting into this lane, I look for a Q. Now, I end up getting hit by a Q here because I wasn't really respectful of her positioning. But what I should do is I should just be doing a zigzag pattern to dodge her Q, but I end up just standing still. I kind of panicked and walked into the Q there. So let's actually take some time to look at the HP bars of the minions right here, right? So we can see that her minions' HPs are healthier than mine, right? So she has two that are full HP, one that's a sliver chunked, and mine that is half HP. Now this minion HP deficit on my end is actually enough for the wave to shove into me. Just a little bit of an HP difference on this minion means that the wave's going to shove into me. So right now, just because of that, I know I'm chilling. All I have to do is just sit back and wait for the wave to come into me and just farm and take as little harass as I can so I stay full HP. That's my goal right now. That's all I have to do. So right now, I don't have to do anything. Just sit back and chill. But right here, when you're not doing anything, the best thing you can do is just be looking at the minimap. Look for the enemy jungler. Look if anyone's roaming. If they are, which would be really weird at level 1, but maybe it happens. Who knows? And also, what just ended up happening was huge. A lot of people don't do this when they're playing Kassadin. But look. So, I know she's walking up to look for a Q, right? And the reason why I know that is her movements are very obvious. Like, she's just walking straight at me like this, right? So she's looking for a Q, obviously. So because she's doing that, what I end up doing is I end up walking into my backline minions to bait her to use the Q on the backline minions. So this means that when she does that, it helps her wave shove into mine faster, or shove into my tower faster, so I'm able to CS it. But although this seemed like a really good play, it's actually really bad, right? Because keep in mind, my objective is to stay full HP. But if she was smart, right, or like a good player, I think she would be able to get another auto attack off on me and it'll proc that electrocute, and I would be chunked to like almost half HP. So even though this was a really good play and it's a really good thing that I thought about that, it's really bad, right? Because I should have been punished a lot more. Like, I should be like half HP right now. She could have continued following up with auto attacks or something like that. But she ended up not doing that, and I'm safe because of it. Because keep in mind, right, even though Syndra is getting chunked, it doesn't matter because I'll never have kill pressure on Syndra. So if Syndra is able to take 40% of my HP bar and she loses 20%, it's okay because she'll never get killed by me, right? If it's into like a Zed matchup, maybe it's a bad thing, right? Because Zed has kill pressure on a Syndra, but I'm playing fucking Kassadin, right? Like I can't do anything. But here, look, I walk up for the minions for no reason. Like right here, all I realistically have to do is just sit back and fucking wait for the wave to come to my tower. Like nothing for me to do right here. But you see how I just don't respect her and take free harass for no reason? So that's what you guys want to avoid doing in a lot of losing matchups, which in every early game matchup with Kassadin, you lose most of them. So basically in most matchups, just don't do what I'm doing right now. Just wait for the wave to come. Just chill out. So yeah, just chilling. I'm looking for last hits on her tower, but she's pressuring me a lot. So there's not really a lot to do right now. Just, again, last hit, look at the mini-map. Maybe there's like an invade that happens to your jungler. You need to help him out. And since it's on your side of the map, you can rotate there faster. Just be looking for every opportunity. Another thing I want to point out is, also, another reason why looking at the mini-map is very beneficial is because you can actually early TP on Kassadin a lot of the times. Like, a lot of the times, I've seen a fight bot lane. My bot lane is under tower, and they're fighting, and there's like a TP angle where I can TP behind their bot lane and pick up a kill or two. And it's really big for me, right? Because, number one, I'm getting kills on early game Kassadin, which is huge, obviously. And another thing is, I'm getting Ravenous stacks. Now, a lot of people, they don't actually value Ravenous stacks on champions, but Ravenous stacks are really fucking broken. Like, they can help you sustain lane, they can help you in the side lane. It's just really, really broken to stack up. So that's another reason why TPing and looking at the map is like really good. But here, look, walking up for no reason, right? Just no respect. Like, don't do this, right? You want to play the lane slow. You want to look for angles. You want to bait them to use Qs with movements. So one thing that you can do is, say, for example, a minion's right here, right? Their minion is right here. And you want to walk up to CS it. And instead of just walking up to CS it straight up and hitting it, you can walk up, act like you're about to CS it, and then walk back. Bait her to use the Q, and then walk back in to take the CS. That's an example of what you can do to bait Qs and bait abilities so you can CS safely. But we're going to look into this right here. So this is a really, really weird spot for me, right? I'm low as fuck, no potions. I can't walk up for the minions. I'm really low. And this is all because I didn't preserve my HP bar. Even though I ended up playing this lane, or this game, really well later on, you can see how in the early game there's holes in my gameplay, right? Like there's problems, right? And this is how you guys improve. Like, you guys look at this and you're like, if this applies to you, you guys can take this information and get better. Don't do this, right? For me, I actually ended up playing less games and studied the game more. That's really how you improve. It's less games, more intensity of focus, and you look over your VODs, right? So for me, I played this game, I had this realization, and then I ended up never doing this again into other matchups like this, like LeBlanc, Syndra. You know, I was a lot more preservative in my HP bar. So yeah, so I got over that really fast. So here, the wave is still pushing into her, but she's really bad, and she ends up shoving the lane into me, right? If Syndra was good, what she could end up doing is she could actually hold the lane under her tower, keep the freeze, and there's nothing I could do. I'm in a really fucking bad situation. So, yeah. So right here, because she ends up shoving the lane out of habit, you can see that, again, there are 3 minions and there are 2 minions on my side. So the lane's shoving into me, right? So this is really good. So right now, I want to maintain that. And as you can see, Syndra walked over here. So it's very obvious that she's going for the fight that's happening on the bot side of the map, or on the top side of the map. So as you can see, my Volibear opted into the invade, and there's a fight that ends up happening. So Syndra's walking over there to match it and help out her team. So the reason why I'm not shoving in the lane right now is because Kassadin has no fucking wave clear early game. Like, he's really, really weak early with the wave clear. And also, I didn't level up my E because I do 2 points into Q to trade with the Syndra early game, but I wasn't able to do that because I was really low. But I don't have enough wave clear to shove in this lane. So right now, I'm just chilling, last hitting. And actually, I'm denying her CS by doing this as well, right? Shoving your lane into her tower is not the only way to deny the Syndra the CS. I'm also denying her CS by just keeping it in the middle and just letting her minions kill mine. So that's how I'm denying her CS right now. So she ends up rotating to this fight, and my team ends up popping off, right? Like, they're fucking smurfing. They win the skirmish. Oh, by the way, Syndra didn't really do anything. Like, the fight was already over before she came. So what her team could have done differently is maybe waited for the Syndra to come and then fight. Maybe they would have won. But they ended up hard losing the fight. So this is really good for me. Like, my team popped off, right? Like, I'm able to sit mid now, farm for free, chill, don't have to worry about anything. But keep in mind that this game wasn't just like a stomp. Even though this early game was really fucking good for me, it ends up evening out later on, the kills. My team ends up making some throws. So it's not just a free win. There's still something to learn from. So we see Syndra using flash there. And right now I'm just relaxing, just farming. And the reason why I'm starting to thin it out right now, right, is because I want to be able to TP. I want to be able to recall with my blasting wand, TP, shove in the lane, and then look for a ward, right? Because I can't look for a ward if the wave is under my tower. So I start softening up the wave a little bit. Because I know I'm going to look for a ward later on. It's really important. So I see that she uses TP here. My Volibear comes. So she ends up pressuring the lane a little bit, which is good. So right now, I have enough for a blasting wand, right? So I want to shove in this lane and then look for a recall and TP back into lane. So I recall here. And then I get a blasting wand and a potion. So the reason why I get a potion is because it gives me a little bit of sustain, 150 HP into a harass lane. It's really big. TP back. And right now I'm just looking to shove in the lane. But look, you can see how I'm just not respecting this player at all, right? And this is just bad habit. Like, I should just be playing slow, just like sitting in the back of the wave. Like right now, if I get ganked, I'm fucking dead, right? But the reason why I TP it in the wave like that, actually, is because I see Evelyn in the bot side, right? I don't know if you guys picked up on that or not, but I see Evelyn bot, right? So that's why I TP it on the wave. If Evelyn wasn't bot, I would TP on the tower here 100%, right? And then I would look for a ward in the bot side river and then shove in the lane. That's what I would do instead. But since we see Evelyn bot side, I know I'm safe. So the reason why I ended up backing off from the wave right here, right, is because I see that the wave is shoving into me now, right? Because she used all her abilities on me and ends up hitting the wave too, and now it's shoving into me. So this is good. So now I don't have to worry about shoving in the lane anymore because I got what I wanted. And this is all from her, you know, me walking up here, her harassing. Look, she uses Q on me there, and look, she takes all that minion aggro. She uses E on the wave. She uses W on the wave. Still taking aggro, so all of that leads up to me getting the wave shoved into me. But that was still really troll because look, I'm fucking chunked like crazy. Just really bad that I'm taking so much harass here, right? Really grief. So I see Thresher's on his way mid, and this is completely fine. I know I'm soaking pressure, right? So the reason why I'm continuing to walk up and like walk back is because I want him to come back mid, right? Because my bot gets a lead off that. I'm soaking pressure. It's a really good thing you're soaking pressure, especially from the support, because that means you're putting your bot lane ahead. So right now, I see the wave coming into me. I acknowledge that I'm going to farm it under tower. I don't have to farm for it right now. See, this is what I should have done earlier. Let the wave come into me and shove it under tower, or farm it under tower. So farm that. And then I see Syndra looking bot. She walked in the bot side of the map. Now she's walking back. And now my HP bar is stabilizing a little bit. So right now, I'm just going to look to Q the cannon minion. And just wait for level 6. I know that I'm going to lose now, right? I fully acknowledge that I'm going to be losing now. I'm going to be sitting under a tower. I'm going to be fucking getting shit on. Like, it's normal. But I know for a fact that once I meet Syndra in the side lane, later on in the game, I'm going to be killing her almost every time if she tries to fight me. So I'm losing now, but I know later on I'll win. So as long as I get past this phase of the game, I'm fine, right? And that's why it's really important to maintain your mana, or maintain your HP. So look, so we see Syndra walking bot right here, right? We see Syndra walking bot because they're doing dragon. And the reason why they were doing dragon is because our support died earlier. So we see Syndra walking. We see Syndra at the dragon, right? This Volibear popped the fuck off this game, right? Like, he did really, really well. So, we see this fight happening, but one thing I want to point out is I don't rotate until I hit level 6. I farm for this minion, I hit 6, and then I rotate, right? I stack my R, then I look, right? Oh yeah, another thing that's really important is I know that Syndra is going to get lanterned out, right? Because they have a Thresh on the enemy team. If I R in the Syndra right now, she just gets lanterned out by the Thresh, and she lives. So right here, I actually end up walking behind the Dragon Pit, wait for the Lantern to come out, and then I kill Syndra with an R flash. Boom, she's dead. So because of that, I end up getting the kill. If I R'd on her initially, she had a better chance of getting away. And because I did that as well, I ended up picking up the Thresh too, so that's really good. She ended up running away, end up living. So this is good, so now I just want to recall. Get my HP back up and recall and get that Catalyst. Catalyst is really fucking huge for sustain. Gives me that HP, the sustain I get from using mana. It's really just a good item. So pick that up. There you go. It's really, really good. So Volibear ends up shoving mid for me to deny the Syndra CS, but she ends up coming back to lane, getting it anyway, so didn't really do much. But I'm really happy right now. Like, I know for a fact that if I just continue queuing her, there's no way I lose lane. It's impossible. I have the 2 Ravenous stacks. I have my Catalyst, my Blasting Wand damage, my Q stack. The Volibear ends up giving me blue buff. I'm really fucking happy right now. I'm telling myself in my head this game's actually just over. Like, because I know I'll be able just to scale and no one will be able to kill me. End up R'ing to trying to get hit by the Blast Cone, but didn't happen, so I'm lucky. So R that, auto. And then now Syndra's off the map, or off the lane, so I want to shove. And now I have wave clear to shove in the lane, right? Now I have wave clear. So now I'm going to be looking to shove in when I can, right? So right here, this is another thing I've been saying, right? My minimap awareness this game is really bad. This is something I fixed later on after going over this VOD, but right here I should be looking bot. When fights like this happen bottom, another thing is, I don't know why I'm not walking bot here, right? Like, maybe there's an opportunity that their bot lane stays under tower and I can pick up some kills. You know what I mean? This is all poor minimap awareness. When you're not fighting, you should always be looking at the minimap. Because what the fuck is the point of looking at your screen if, you know, nothing's going on? Like, this whole thing, warding, hitting the vision cone, I can do on autopilot. I can do without even looking at the screen. Maybe it takes me like 1 second to look at the screen and do that. But I see a fight happen top. Top lane ends up dying off the gank. And because of that, I actually end up walking top to farm the wave. Now, why is this the right play, right? Jace is half HP, low mana. So if I shove in this lane, I actually have an opportunity to shove in another lane because Jace can't kill me. Jace is low as fuck, right? So if he tries to stop me, I'll just kill him. So I walk top initially with the intent of helping him live, but because he died, I see an opportunity to take a wave or two, so I end up doing that. So I end up just doing it, taking the wave. Now I walk up for another one, as you can see. Now my rally is pinging me off, right? I was really hesitant because I thought he knew he was, like, I thought I knew what he was talking about, but it's really weird. Here, I should just hard shove the fucking lane. Like, I don't know why I got pinged off, because here, play is really obvious, right? I shove in this lane, I walk mid, she gets a CS mid, I get the CS top. But I don't know why she was so insistent in coming top lane. She could easily shove in another one and then walk top. Same thing for me. But I see her already walking top lane, so I'm like, okay, I'll just go fucking mid, dude. So yeah, so I end up just walking mid. But as you can see why that play is really bad, right? Because I'm coming back to lane and look, I'm denied 3 minions. 3 of the minions are dead, the melee minions. So if we didn't rotate instantly and we just waited a little bit, she shoved in the lane, we would have been able to get a lot more value off of it. We ended up denying ourselves gold because of that, but it's whatever. So look, REQ, right? That's a very common combo you can use to harass the enemy laner, is you R in EQ. And the reason why this is actually a really, really bad play is because we don't know where the enemy jungler is. When you're playing into Evelynn, she's permanent invisible, right? So one thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to always respect Evelynn, right? When she's not shown on the map. Like, always respect her, unless you can put a control ward on the lane, like, or if you see her on a control ward, then you don't have to, but like right here, Ring in is really bad. Instead, what I should do is I should just walk up, try to Q her without using R. But I ended up doing this, ended up working, right? But just because it worked doesn't mean it's the right play. Like, that's another reason why that's really bad, is because I don't want to become a result-based oriented thinker where I'm like, okay, just because this play worked, it was the right thing to do. But I end up going for that. I end up getting it off. And you can see the mistake I ended up making here was when I went for the play, I ended up taking a lot of harass, right? Look, I go for this play. This is perfect, right? I get her 30% HP, but look, I walk into the queue, I get autoed, get electrocute procced, and now we're like, I lost more HP off that trade. All because I'm not dodging the queue. So as you can see, sidestepping is a very big fucking issue this game. So right now, just chilling. There's not much to do here. Like, there's really not much to do. It's a very slow-paced game. There's not a lot of like fighting going on, like Scuttle Crab or something. So here, look at this shit. Dude, it's so disgusting. My sidestepping is so disgusting. It's so gross, actually. But yeah, that's something that I worked on. I went to custom game with my friend, and I worked on my sidestepping after this game. So, yeah. Here I'm R'ing because I think she's going to Q, but she ends up not doing it. But look. You can see how there's no minimap awareness, right? Everything is fine. Like, everything I'm doing is like, it's like whatever, right? Because I'm just like looking for the minions. I get the Q. I dodge her Q with mine. But look, we don't know where Evelynn is. Look, she hasn't showed. Volibear actually pinged the bot side of the map. And Scuttle Crab just came up in the bot side. So me R'ing in there, that's really grief. We don't know where Evelynn is. Literally, Evelynn could be here, like right here. Syndra doesn't use E, and I'm just dead. But I know that since Syndra used E, that Evelynn's not here, because she wouldn't E me if Evelynn was here, right? She's obviously like taking Scuttle. So I have to respect more, you know, that's another thing this game that you can pick up from. Respect junglers more, don't use your escape for no reason. So I recall right here, I get the rod, I get the refillable potion and boots. So it's pretty good buy, because I get to stack in that rod. So it's pretty productive. So yeah. So we see Evelynn bot. So right now, I'm just looking to shove in this lane. That's all I really want to do right now. I'm actually fine, like personally, I'm fine with using big Rs on the wave like that, like big mana cost Rs. I always go really fast, which is a really big problem as well. But I don't really care because I know that I'll be able to sustain it back with my W. And I want to get the lane shoved in as fast as possible. So I see a fight happening topside. I was intent to roam, but they end up already killing him. So since there's nothing to look for top, I end up just hovering bot just in case. Maybe like Evelynn comes for like a fight or something. So one thing that you can do, right, is you can just hover parts of a lane just to pressure them, right? So this happens a lot where you can go out of vision and just pressure a lane because they think you're going to that lane, but you're actually not. So that's what I was doing. I was walking bot side to pressure the lane. I wasn't actually looking for a kill. So I ended up walking back to lane. She starts harassing me. Again, no respect for the Evelynn, right? If I respected Evelynn, I wouldn't walk this way. A lot of opportunities where I could have died. So as you can see, even though the KDA looks good, there's a lot of mistakes this game. Could have played better. So yeah. So I was confident for going for this because even if Evelynn was mid, I was no way I was going to die, right? Because I'm full H fucking P, like, I'm fine. Like, there's no way I die, ever, R'ing in there. Because even if she does charm me, I can just flash away. Like, there's no risk of me dying. So just pressuring her a bit. Okay, let the wave come in, farm it under tower. I see Evelynn mid here, right? So I know to back off. I know I'm not going to R in on Syndra because that's just like really weird, really troll for me to do that. But look, here's what ends up happening, right? This is really weird. What's really important is when you play laning phase, you always have to look at the enemy movements. Looking at the enemy movements can tell you what their intent is, like what they're going to do, right? So we actually see Syndra, if you look at her movements earlier, just look at the Syndra for now. She walks into the bot side river, right? So she went like this. She went down, and then she went like into the river like that, right? So because of that, what that indicates is that I can't walk into the river, right? Because there's no way Syndra is going to walk into the river when the jungler isn't there. That just doesn't make sense. That's just risky, because if Volibear's there, she just ends up dying without a jungler, right? So I know for a fact that the jungler is there, but I end up walking up, and look, there's a ward here. So because of that, I get EQ'd, I have to waste flash, and I R out. Now, 9 times out of 10, I should fucking die here, right? Because Evelynn has R, and she just Rs me, and I'm fucking dead. But actually, if you go back, she ends up just griefing the kill, and she just dies. Also, yeah, both people didn't use R here. Just keep that shit in mind, right? Evelynn and Syndra didn't use R. If they both use R, I'm dead, 100%. So even though this ended up working out for me, right? I should be dead, like 100%. That's basically all I wanted to say. Like, so instead of doing that, I should just be like, I should literally just sit in my tower. Like, there's nothing for me to do there. If my Volibear was there, it's a different story. If my Volibear was there, I could look for that, right? Because I want to bait them to fight me, right? But okay, let's go back, right? What just ended up happening? So I'm low HP, so I need to go recall. Volibear is pinging to go on the Syndra, flashes on the Syndra. So right now I want to instant TP, right? Because I don't want them to run away. So I'm instant TPing. Even if I come to the fight with half HP, I'm fine with it. I end up getting a kill, getting more assists. By the way, I fucking didn't buy my tier when I was like backing, because like I had like a case of like carpal tunnel or something. I don't know. I was just not able to buy tier. This really weird activity right there. Just wasn't able to buy the tier for some reason. So don't know what the fuck that was. But here we're just auto attacking the tower, getting the platings. I know Evelynn can't kill me, so I'm chilling. She can't kill me unless she hits the charm. That's what I was thinking. I have my Blitzcrank nearby, but I know that I can still die to Evelynn if I are in here, so I'm respecting a little bit. So I see the charm come out, yeah. And as I said before, she can't kill me without the charm. So when she lands the charm on me, I'm just like walking back, making sure she doesn't land it. I see Evelynn there, and I see her walking back, so I know she's not going to go for me. So right now I'm just looking for blue buff. And Evelynn's nearby, right? Ezreal just ends up getting fucking one-shot. I'm like, what the fuck? That's unfortunate. Now we just have to go back bottom. So, kind of just fucking stone-faced right now. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Ezreal is kind of like getting dogged on as of recent, but it's not really his fault. So I sell the potion to get the lost chapter, and now I want to start side laning. Because lane phase is already over because of what's happening top. You know, like, they're literally ending the game through top right now. But you'll see later on how the game is not decided yet. Like, even though it looks over, like, it looks GG, and I'm thinking in my head is GG, it's not. You know, if I trolled this game would have not been a win. Like, we actually would have lost this game. They would have came back. So I'm just farming the side lane here. I see Evelynn top side. And this is another case. When you're side laning, just look at the map. Permanently look at the map. Because if I see the jungler top side, or if I see the jungler bot side, that dictates my next move. If the jungler's top side, I can keep shoving. If the jungler's bot side, I have to play safe. So I see the pink ward there. I go blue buff here. So I'm just chilling. Like, everything's good. Life is fucking good right now. So I get level 11 soon. That's a very big power spike. I actually acknowledge here that I can't really kill the Jace. As a matter of fact, as weird as that sounds, I don't have any armor. And look how much his EQ does it to me. 400 damage. Yeah, I'm not fighting that guy. Unfortunately, I am not going to fuck with him. He's a little bit strong. So I'm just going back. I'm literally looking for every opportunity to farm the map. Like, everything I can do, right? I farm bot, farm Gromp, farm bot, farm blue buff. Like, I'm maximizing my scale tempo, as they call it. That is the correct terminology. So now I'm just placing that ward there. Really shitty ward, by the way. Definitely should have warded River. That's another thing. Warding in the side lane needs to be better, right? Needs to have more impact. I know that Jace can't kill me, right? He only kills me if I try to fight him. Like, if I use all my ults on him, like, fucking go ham. Right? That's the only way I can kill him. He kills me, right? But here, I see my Volibear coming. RE. Volibear chunks the fuck out of him. Free kill. You know, I could be wrong in that whole Jace thing where, like, maybe I can kill him, but I can't just, like, go balls to the wall, fucking waste 3 ults, try chasing him, you know, because then I'll have no mana. And then I'll just be, like, trolling. So I'm just respecting him. Because I know for a fact that, think about it this way, right? Me killing Jace doesn't change the game, but Jace killing me changes the game, right? It puts me in a really bad spot, it gives him a shit ton of gold, but me killing him doesn't do anything. So I just didn't want to risk it. I'd much rather just farm side lane and try for my 16. I see the wave coming, so I think I end up staying, yeah. And I see dragon spawning, so I want to help with the dragon as well. So I acknowledge that, you know, maybe I can just stay here. Take the wave. So here, look, I should just be looking at the minimap, right? But I know for a fact, because I remember this game, like, I wasn't looking at the map here. I was looking at my screen. So here I get tier 2 boots, get a control word. Fight happens mid lane. Nothing I can do about that, though. My team's kind of popping off. So I end up recalling, get my Archangels, trying to stack that as much as I can. So I'm going to take the wave and then go for Gromp. I was going to take Gromp first, but I realized that if I take Gromp, I'm denying myself minions bot lane. So it's much better to go for the wave first and then go for Gromp. So here, I know a fight just happened, right? So I know they're not like plotting to kill me bot right now, so I'm like completely fine with just taking the wave here. But I see Volibear taking the Gromp, so I'm like, alright, fuck it. Can't take the Gromp anymore, so I just go look for wards. I just sit here and just wait. I know my TP's coming back in 5 seconds, so right now, all I have to do is sit side lane, scale, and just wait for an opportunity to TP. So, Jace is farming the lane. He tried freezing, but that's not how you freeze. Like, you can't freeze like that. You have to shove the lane, wait for it to bounce, and then freeze. But, you know, he didn't shove, so he can't freeze. So here I shove this in. I see Scuttle spawning. I go look for Scuttle. My Irelia pinks mid, but he gets lanterned out, so can't really kill him. So I'm walking to the Scuttle right now. Take Scuttle here. Perfect. Okay, so I got the Scuttle crap. I'm walking back bot. I don't want to overextend because, yeah, Evelyn could be anywhere, and she ends up showing. I definitely lose a 2v1. I'm not that strong, right? And this is the beauty behind, for example, top lane champions, right? As Kassadin, I can't 2v1, but the thing that makes like top lane champions like Bruisers really strong in the side lane is if I was playing, for example, like Jax, I would be able to 2v1 really easily, right? Like if they try to fight me, I'd be able to just shit on them. But as Kassadin, I can't really do that. I just have to farm and soak pressure. So I see a fight happening. I look. He ends up dying, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so Blitz ends up dying. So I'm like, okay. Can't acknowledge that I can't do anything here. So here I should just walk bot and hit tower, right? I shouldn't even be looking mid. The fight's over, right? Irelia isn't there. Blitzcrank Ezreal is dead. Volibear's low. There's no way we win this fight. So I acknowledge that, and I'm supposed to be hitting tower right now. Looking for more minions, looking for more pressure. But instead, I'm just sitting here doing fucking nothing. That's another mistake. Like, what am I doing right now, man? I'm just wasting time. I should be taking tower right now. Tower should be gone. But Jace ends up matching me. Oh yeah, by the way, I saw Evelyn topside here, but I thought Evelyn was bot. For some reason, in my head. I'm like, maybe Evelyn's bot here, but we see Evelyn top. And this is all because I wasn't looking at the minimap earlier. And you'll see why this is bad, right? Look at this. See, Jace goes on me here. He's literally trolling. Like, he should be dead. Like, Jace should literally be dead right now, right? He's 1 in 5. I'm so much stronger than him. I should just be able to kill him. But I ran away because I thought Evelyn was nearby. I'm thinking to myself, no way he cues in on me with Evelyn not here. But he did. He's fucking trolling. So I ended up not getting a free kill there because I was a little bit paranoid. And because I wasn't looking at my minimap. You can see how that changes things, right? If I knew that Evelyn was top, he would be dead. I would be like level 14 right now. I would kill Jace. I'd be able to shove like 3 waves bot. It's a big difference. So yeah, but end up taking the blue buff, walking back bot lane. I know I can shove in like 2 lanes here, and then I'm going to look for a recall maybe? We'll see. Because I can recall in a stopwatch. Stopwatch is a very big priority, you know? It's a whole Zanya's for 650 gold. It's pretty big. And I fucking missed the cannon there, so we'll just surrender soon, I guess. So I'm looking for a TP opportunity, but no one's committing. So I end up getting the stopwatch, and I just wait a little bit for the Fiendish Codex. Don't want to sell my D-Ring. It's a pretty valuable item, I guess. So get the Fiendish Codex. That's a really good item. Now, really that pings me to go top, right? I don't know why exactly, but because it doesn't make a difference, because I think we'll win against anyone in the side lane. Like, he can kill Syndra, you can kill Jace, I can kill Jace, I can kill Syndra. But he insisted that I go top. But look here. So I see a fight happen with Evelyn. Evelyn's getting greedy, right? And the reason why I'm committing so much, right? And the thing that's funny I didn't realize is me and Aurelia TP'd on the same board. And the reason why this is huge is because Evelyn is such a big priority to kill. Want to know why? Because, you know, if you kill Evelyn, we take fucking Baron, right? Baron's huge. So I know that I'm hunting down this Evelyn in my head. I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. But he ends up just getting, like, mauled by this fucking bully bear, so. Like, he's just dead. So, really big. I know I can chase down this Jace, kill this Jace. And now we're going to take Baron. So that's pretty big. So I know my team doesn't need me for Baron. So I'm pinging my Ezreal off. I'm like, yo, go Baron, bro. You got that. So they take Baron. And then I'm just going to shove mid. I'm going to shove another lane. And then I'm chilling. I end up getting hit by the Kassadin W here and almost dying. But I end up getting out. So that's really good. What I should have done there is I should have acknowledged that Kassadin W is a threat. And I should just be sitting behind minions. They actually get off the Baron here, which is like really weird to me. And we end up not taking Baron. So that's unfortunate. Trust me, I don't know the reasoning. But we see that they're going for Dragon. And I know for a fact that I'm able to sustain off the camps. And you'll see how much I sustain here. Like, it's disgusting. I'm like half HP. It's pretty good, right? I can fight with half HP. So I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm sustaining off the camp, and I'm getting gold. Ezreal ends up getting caught, and I'm like, okay. But you start to see how the gap's kind of closing, right? You know, it's not such a free game after all. So they take everything here. I'm going for another wave mid because I don't have my team behind me, so I'm safe. I go look for ward here. By the way, Ring in to look for ward is not the best thing you can do because I can just get caught and die, but I end up doing it anyways. So I run away here because Kaz is stepping up. So I'm just farming mid. And as you can see, there's a lot of like times in this game where I'm just like farming, man, you know? Not a lot of like opportunity looking. And that's one thing that you can do differently from me is you can look for more opportunities after you shove lane. Like here, maybe I can be with Volibear, you know, who knows? Maybe I could just be around him and look for something. But instead, I value my Zhonya's more because it's a really big recall, right? So I get my Zhonya's and then look for a fight. I see my Aurelius fighting. He's setting me up. He goes back in here. I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay. And then here, it's a very obvious angle, right? Flash R, kill the fucking Evelynn, kill the Kai'Sa, and then we take Baron, right? So flash R, boom, kill Kai'Sa. And then this guy jumps in. He's trolling, so we just kill him too. Boom. Nice. And that was all because my Aurelius set me up, which is really big. So we end up taking that. That W on that fight, fucking huge. And I'm going to keep shoving mid. And this is the same thing as I said before, where I know my team doesn't need me on Baron. But I shove mid. And here, I should be shoving more, right? But I see that they're struggling. You know, Ezreal's damage isn't that insane, so I help with Baron here. You know, because they probably wouldn't be doing it fast enough. Like, their team would literally be coming for us. Like, this would be at like 4K, I think. Or something like that. If I didn't help. So here, the course of action is I'm going to take every single jungle camp, right? Because I can't shove the side lanes now. But I see blue buff is up. I see Raptors is up. I see, like, Gromp is up. Wolves. So I'm just going for everything here. End up hitting level 16. Really big, obviously, on Kassadin. And here, I want to look for a Scuttle Crab after I end up taking the Gromp. Evelynn goes top. She's a little bit tilted. And then he takes Scuttle. I have to recall on my big amounts of gold right now. So I end up going for a recall after I clear the jungle. I'm pinging my team, yo, wait for me. A little bit of a back ping action. I ping myself, I'm like, yo, wait for me before we fight. Because I'm the carry, right? I don't want my team to ints. So I look to shove mid because I need to fix the lanes, right? I need to get the lane shoved. I shove mid, and then I look to group with my team. Because the reason why I'm not like side laning is because I know my team can siege, right? And side laning is kind of grief because if they engage on my team and kill my team really fast, I'm not really confident that my team's going to like wait for me and play around me this game, right? Even though side laning here is the right thing to do, we can still get the inhib regardless. If I was side lane, if I was 5v5. My team looks for an engage here. Thresh goes in. He gets one shot. And you can see how I played this fight like a really disgusting animal here. Really, really bad. Because a lot of mechanical misplays. IR over here. Come over here. Now, I end up missing the ults. I Zhonya's because Kai'Sa's damage is kind of fucking nuts. I kill him. And the reason why I didn't RN to kill the Kai'Sa here is because I had Charm on me, right? And the thing is, you need to understand is when you're playing team fights and you're the Fed carry, literally all you have to do is exist. Like, this sounds like really insane, but all you have to do is exist and it's pressure, right? If I int and I R under their tier or their Nexus towers and I die, I lose all that pressure that I have and they're safe to kill my entire team. Look, I kill the Syndra, but look, I have the Charm ticking on me, right? I didn't want to R under tower, get Charm, die, and then my team loses the fight. And now we don't get inhib because I inted. So instead of doing that, I'm just playing slow, and I secure the inhib before I int. So I go for that first. Just something to point out. So I don't know why we're continuing to shove. There's really not much we can get out of this. But we end up actually getting more, which is crazy. But right now, I acknowledge the fight's over and I go away. But I see an opportunity to one-shot the Evelynn here. So initially I was walking away, right? I was like, yo, I'm getting out of here, right? Like, GG's. But I know Evelynn doesn't have R. So I'm like, wait a minute. This guy's kind of griefing a bit. Boom. Full combo him. He's dead. So I'm R'ing away now. I have my Seraph shield. And this is really bad. I kind of baited my Volibear. Because I'm getting pink back. I R in though. And here, I actually could have killed everyone. This is this is really bad, right? I fucking griefed. Like, look. So, this is actually the right play, right? But I baited the fuck out of him. So look, I RN, and then I can just RN again. Look, boom, RN again, he's dead. Seraphs the damage. RN again, Seraphs the damage, and then kill Kai'Sa. But I guess I was just so scared of her damage because she was actually pretty fed this game. Look at her items. I'm pretty sure if she got 1 like or 2 crits, I would be dead. So I was scared that if I died, we wouldn't be able to get Dragon. So I was a little bit scared. Maybe I could have killed Kai'Sa, maybe I couldn't have, I don't know. But in the moment, I was like, you know, I really don't want to risk me dying and me throwing the game. Because I'm pretty sure this was a soul point. Yeah, this is soul point. This is soul point. That's why I was so scared. Because if they got this Dragon, Infernal Soul may be winnable for them. I told my team, yo, it's fine. You know, even if they take Dragon, it's whatever. I'm so fucking fed that it doesn't even matter. But Ezreal, after being a fucking punching bag all game, comes back with the steal. Amazing player. What a fucking beast. Definitely honoring that guy. So I end up going top here. But then I see Aurelia is already going top, so I end up going bot. So here's something I want to talk about, right? One thing that you can do that's really interesting is actually pressuring inhib lane. Pressuring an inhib lane is very strong, especially if you have TP. Because what you can end up doing, right, and this is on a lot of champions, like if I'm playing Aurelia, Fiora, or Kassadin, for example, I can pressure the lane where the inhib's taken, and what I can end up doing is I can kill the guy that's matching me, and I can threaten to end the game. Everybody on their team will have to come for me and try to stop me while my team takes the top lane towers, right? So that was the play. I go bot here, I pressure the lane, Jace tries to fight me, I one-shot him, and I try to end the game. They have to match me. Aurelia continues pushing top with the team. They take top lane inhibs, and we just have so much pressure on the map. But I don't actually remember what I end up doing here, so we'll see. That's the right play to do here, right? Let's see if I do that, though. Oh yeah, by the way, the only reason why I'm walking bot side, I see pink wards, so I'm clearing the pink wards. Getting rid of their vision, just choking them out. And I think I go bot here, right? Yeah, so I go bot here. I pressure the lane. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I have TP. If I don't have TP, I would never do this, right? Obviously, it's really grief. If I was playing a champion like Fizz or Zed or, you know, any other champion that doesn't utilize it, I wouldn't be sidling here. But I see my team fight. I'm looking. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to TP yet, right? Because I don't see an angle. But my team's kind of cranking a little bit. So I'm like, okay, let me TP in. So R over here. I flash E because I know I want to get the presence of Mind Stack and I'll be able to kill the Jace, but my Aurelia got him. My team wipes them and we just win the game. So that's pretty huge. So my team did a really good job there. They didn't even need me for that fight, which is kind of crazy to think about. But anyways, that concludes it. So we end up ending the game here, but we'll talk about some of the things I could have done better this game, right? Bullet points. So the first thing that I could have done differently is I could have preserved my HP bar a little bit better, right? A lot of the times that game I got harassed by Syndra for free. She chunked my HP bar. I almost died. It was really bad for me because I got denied CS. And I just put myself in a really bad position. If Syndra was a little bit better player, she could have froze the lane under her tower and I would have really been fucked, right? So that's one thing I could have done better. The second thing I could have done better is respect the enemy jungler more. So I'm playing into an Evelynn, right? I don't want to R in when I don't know where the enemy jungler is. Because if Evelynn is mid, I'm dead 100% of the time, right? But she wasn't looking mid in the times that I did R into the Syndra. So I got really lucky that game. I should have been like 3 deaths that game from Evelynn early game at least, right? But because she didn't look mid, I was able to survive. So the third thing that I could have done better was look at the minimap when I'm side laning. So an example of this was when I was side laning against the Jace and I saw Evelynn, or I didn't see Evelynn topside, so I wasn't allowed to kill the Jace because I thought she was bot when she wasn't. So Jace trolled really hard, but he didn't get punished for it, right? So that's one example. And the fourth thing I could have done better was I could have definitely team fought better. My mechanics are a little bit off, a little bit of a sloppy combo in some cases, and I kind of baited the Volibear. Maybe I could have cleaned up the Kai'Sa if I knew my damage a little bit more, but I wasn't really confident in it. And that was another thing. So yeah, that concludes it. There's definitely a lot of other things you could have improved on there, but I want to hear you guys' response, criticism about this video. This is my first video I ever went over a VOD, so give me your honest opinion, guys. So yeah, thanks, peace.